here, they're doing some renovations in one of the units above us. So there may be some hammer drilling during this live event today, which is really just a Q&A for you guys. I was told just to do a Q&A for you guys. No big message today other than just continue to integrate the ascension energies the best way, release yourself from the past. And yeah, my name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul Friday edition. It's a very fascinating time we live in. The whole world is changing. Just going to bring this up. Thank you so much. Good morning, Marigold. Yeah. So I hope you brought questions that you might want to ask today, because this is going to be a Q&A for you guys today. I've got a lot of silence around me this morning. It's the first time in a long time I've had silence where I can sense the presence of beings around, but not for me. This is for you today. This is for whoever it is that is needing to reach out to you, and whatever they might want to communicate, or whatever you might want to communicate to give me the opportunity and the privilege of being a messenger today for you and those that you want to connect to specifically. Yes. Well, I hope everybody's having an awesome day. It is certainly a different energy coming on the planet right now. Time to wake up. We have to wake up. You have to wake up, people. You gotta wake up. Wake yourself up from your ego. Wake up. Let's just see this. So this just started today, and this is a Q&A for you guys. I got no beings for me. My guides, my angels, my guardian angels aren't around. It's the first time in 2.5 years I've experienced this. So we're gonna see exactly how this goes for you guys. Because again, this is Q&A for you. So this is just me, William, unenhanced, disconnected, just being in my own personal space right now with my team, whatever they're doing elsewhere in time and space, and non-linear time and space. So we'll get into this. Is again for you, questions, answers. So any questions you want to ask beings on the other side, multidimensional beings, your guardian angels, ask your questions, and I'll have them come in, and we'll see what they have to say to you. That's what this day is for. It's for you guys. I want to say I really, really appreciate the support you guys give me, showing up to these Shortcuts for Your Soul and the meditations on Supernatural Saturday. It is really moving to know that there are so many people waking up that want to understand what is real, what is not real. So let's get this to being about who it is about you today. So we're going to go right into questions and answers today, and this is again, we're just going to bring through whatever's here for you. A question from Jana. Who will I be able to connect to as my first contact in the waking state? Who can she contact and connect with? The words coming back, your higher self. You must learn to distinguish between that which you are anticipating with your mind and that which you know in your heart. You will feel the love. You'll feel the love, and that sense of isolation will be gone. That sense of aloneness will be gone. But turn your ear inward. Turn your ear inward. And hear. And hear with your heart. Wow, thank you, Jana. Yeah, it is a wake-up call right now. You have to wake up. Question from Drusilla. Can you ask my team how I'm doing, and if they have messages. Well, they're just jumping around, Drusilla. Like, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep going. Um, well, Archangel Raphael is coming forward mostly for you to say very gently. I don't know why he's saying this to you. He says, you know what this means. Very gently now. Very, he's almost whispering, like, very, very gently now. I don't know what he's referring to you, but there's something that you have to be very gentle with. I don't know what that is, but that's what he's saying. And he's literally, his voice is, he's never whispered that low before. Like, very, very gently. Like he's whispering in your ear. Very, very gently. That's so new. Thank you, Raph. Appreciate that. Um, uh, Question from Marigold. Are there any messages for me today? It's funny. I get this tree energy coming up. It's like this gnarly tree. It doesn't. He says, I don't look pretty, but you need to connect with me. It's a tree that you have gone by. It looks gnarly, and you have not really paid much attention to it. He, she. It's yeah. It's a male, female. It's a very androgynous being in this tree. To stop and really take in the connection. Take in the connection. But yeah, it's a tree that you don't normally recognize because it looks so gnarly. But yeah, don't let the appearance cause your mind to turn away. Yeah. It says that you've got to watch your mind from judging on appearance exclusively and learn to feel and hear through your heart. Interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. Really, really appreciate it. It's one of the ways you can support this channel is using the super chat feature. You can also support this channel using my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Hi, Kelly. That I understand that there's a real push right now. The ascension energy is just so strong, Kelly. So I understand that. Question from Lauren for her guardians. How do I begin to consciously connect with my team? You're already doing it. They're saying you're doing it right now. The question brings forth the response. I have trouble consciously doing so, yet I know they connect with me when I am not trying. Yes. The very nature of the feeling on the end of your question, as you anticipated your answer from us, this is the connection, the felt connection, not simply the response in language coming through this body. But understand, in your question, what do my guides have to communicate with me? The sensation you have in the feeling immediately following your question is our connection. It is our connection with you that you can feel. You try to conceptualize our connection, and we do not conceptualize our connection. We base our connection on feeling, and that feeling can be conceptualized into information. But please understand, it is the feeling that we connect with you on, not on the thinking or trying level, for that is all mind. That is all your mind. But in that feeling place, go back to it. Ask the question, what do we have to communicate to you today? Ask the question and feel. Do not try to anticipate or analyze, but feel our response to you. Feel it. Wow, that's beautiful, Lauren. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got these fairies around me today. I don't know who works with fairies, but there's a whole bunch of fairies hovering around behind me right now. Bob Yumila is asking, what is my starseed type to whom I belong? There are three different cross references here that are coming in. I got Pleiadian, I got Lyran, and I got those insect guys. I just see them as insects, like praying mantis kind of thing. But these three, wow, and he's very strong actually. Armor, protection. Yeah, he offers you protection. What Yes. He offers you protection, right? Whereas the other offer you wisdom and action. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, Bokimila. Yeah, all three of them work with you in three. You have worked in all three of these systems. Um, Hi, Danielle. Hello, Carolyn. May I ask for a message from my team? Thank you. From Carolyn. Mm. They're saying to ponder very, very gently, to ponder the silence, to ponder it, not to capture it, but to ponder it, just to be aware of it and be prepared for what can spontaneously come to you from this is very different than what you've been trying to acquire from us. But ponder the silence. Yeah, it's very similar to what was said earlier too, isn't it? No, they're saying it's very different than what was said earlier. Patricia's asking, who is working closely with me and what do they want me to know at this time? Okay, Archangel Michael's coming really strong for you, like standing beside you right now. And Odin and Freya are on your left side, whereas Michael's on your right. Really assertively taking forth your masculine and feminine nature, like literally blending them, and taking yourself forward in that place of wholeness. We stand in support of this with you. They're saying the feminine side of you has been struggling. It's time to bring the male side in more, to balance them out. Odin will help with that. Michael says he's furnishing light for this, like literally like this blue sapphire light. He's saying, I'm furnishing this for her to create this balance. This is what we will be doing with you in the coming days. If you are aware of our presence around you at this time, just allow yourself to feel that vibration and to take it in, to take the vibration in, to take it in. Your male is very strong if you do not hold any fear or resistance towards it anymore. You can let your fear of the male go now. Not the male of the world, the male within you, which has been confused with the world. Interesting. Oh, hello, YY. I like that. That's cute. Hello, Tessa. Question from Tessa. Does my team have any guidance for me today? And what about, there's meditation is the first word they're saying you need to really meditate. I've been going through the past 2 months. They're saying today you need to meditate correctly today, to unburden yourself from your thoughts, to unburden yourself from your memories, to be playful in your easy spirit. In meditation, you must unburden yourself and come back renewed. You will feel this, but you must unburden yourself from your thoughts and your past this day. Yeah. And get ready to party a bit. With that. Wow, thank you, Tessa. Really appreciate that question. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Daniela is asking, normally an object is sculpted in one piece. My higher self tells me to create separate upper and lower parts and put them together afterwards to form one piece. Does this indeed work? If the emotional qualitative energy is in harmony, they need to be properly magnetic. They need to be felt as opposites that unite to a higher state. They must be felt in this fashion, that that which is above and that which is below must be united in their opposition. This brings them to a higher state of expression than either will be on their own. This does not simply apply to the concept of a sculpted mechanism for you. This applies also to the integration of your soul to your mind and body in the service of your divine expression. Wow. Hello, Nikki. Hi, Drusilla. Thank you very much. Question from Kelly. What is your team's guidance or thoughts about us shining the light and exposing the false prophets right now? They are really coming out of the word work for all these newly awakening. Thank you so much for asking that question, because the way, I'm sorry, they're just coming in really strong because they've been away for a few hours and it's been unusual for me. You must learn to feel your light and your love. The being that you are, seek not the truth of your love, the truth of your light, the truth of your beauty beyond the walls of your temple. You each in your own way understand what love is for you. Each of you understands this. And before you go to another to seek counsel or to seek light or to seek truth or to seek wisdom, it is very important that you recognize and connect to the essential beauty of your nature, which is love, and to hear, to feel from love. Love will distinguish that which is false from itself. Love will distinguish that which is untrue. Love will distinguish that which is good from that which is evil. Only love can make that distinction. For your memory of experience and knowledge can be jaded to prevent you from understanding this from the present moment. So if you are at least willing to align yourself to love and to listen, you will hear and you will feel and you will know. It will not be a question in your mind, because you will feel in the resonant chamber of love in your heart. You will feel when the truth is present. You will feel when you are being pointed in the proper direction, and you will know it inside. Do not seek to establish your knowing and your understanding without weighing it against what you are as love. Love will always align you to what you are and who you are working with at this time-space process of the human creation experience. Please understand this. Each and every one of you, no matter how unknowledgeable you may think you are, no matter how you may be unfamiliar with many of the concepts and information that is coming out right now, you, each and every one of you, understand what you are as a vibration of love. That is what your true nature is, love. And from there, let all things be passed through that gate. For love will clearly shine a light on anything unlike itself. And you can feel if the words you hear, if the things you see, or what others do are in alignment with love or not. You can know this. You do not have to struggle to know this. You can feel the truth. And that is how you discern what is good to bring into your house and what is good to leave outside of your house. Wow. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. Vertical Connection is asking, in my meditation this weekend, a Lemurian ship landed. Two of them stepped on the ground and walked towards me. My eyes closed at one point. What was the message? They're saying, tell them to keep their eyes open next time. Keep your eyes open. It's not just your physical eyes. Keep your eye open, right? Because the message, we're so conditioned when we come into these bodies, we're so conditioned to interpreting reality exclusively through the 5 physical senses. And you cut yourself off from so much, we get cut off from so much information by just trying to perceive reality through the 5 physical senses, right? They're saying, open your eye, your awareness. In some terms, they call it the clairs: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. The 4 primary clairs. They work out like our 5 senses, except they're non-physical. You need to develop them. So, sorry, they're just laughing with me too. That the idea that once you open your eye, you will see and you will know. Many of you try to understand us from the perspective of thinking. And many of you try to understand us from the perspective of remembering. And this simply filters information incorrectly so that you do not garner the truth that you have requested. But it is available to all of you, to each and every one of you. Simply stop trying to perceive us through what you remember or what you think. Allow yourself to know and feel. But please tell them to keep their eye open next time. Keep your eyes open next time. Wow, it's really cool. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for that super chat, Edgar. I really appreciate it. Hi, Sunny is asking, I get an irritation in my gums every time I eat some foods. What message is my mouth trying to tell me? Thank you. Well, I've never had somebody's gums communicate to me before, but this is literally Raphael's laughing behind me. Now you get to see what it's like. Okay. Okay. So he's saying, listen, if you know certain foods are irritating you, stop eating them. If you know a part of your body is unhappy with it, you might find also that if you increase the water that you drink, this will be very beneficial, because there are some foods that you must have more water with for your body to assimilate them correctly. But if it is irritating you, stop doing it. Well, question from Johnny Martinez. Is there anything I should know before I start my new chapter? Thank you always, William. You're welcome, Johnny. Wow. I don't know who this is coming in. This is a big being. This is like a serious light being. And the words that I'm getting, being centered, your being, this is the words, your being is centered in light. And from there you go forward. Do not allow yourself to question too much what feels right. Be in this light. Be in the center of your light. And as you go forward, let that reveal to you what is the way. What is the way? And I don't know what the way is for you, but could I question it as they're saying, what is the way? Because Buddha talks about the way in a different way than this being is. Understand this. You are light. And when you get out of that thinking part of what you are, then something wonderful can begin to happen for you. It's like you'll be floating. He's saying you'll be floating off the ground with this as you start to feel. As you start to feel everything from that position of light. Again, I don't know what that means for you, because my brain does something very different with that. And again, I'm just relating information. I don't put myself in the mixture very often unless I'm trying to understand it for myself. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for that, Kelly. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, Johnny, be the light. Wow. You're very welcome, Kelly. It's a real honor and a privilege. I think that they just said this is a Q&A. This is strictly for you guys today. So it's really nice to have that. Thank you for that, Luna. I really appreciate that super chat. Many people tell me to put my dog down. She is blind and very old, and they tell me she is only suffering. Would that be the right thing to do? Well, um, I guess I'm tuning into your dog's soul, and it's saying, I love you. And this is more to me than the body. This is more to me than the body. This love that you feel, it is not my body that is in love with you or you with me. It is what we are. This is eternal. The other is finite. Do not dismiss my love because the form must depart. Do not dismiss my love because the form must depart. The love remains and evolves and grows. You may bring forth another, for love does not restrict. Love does not hinder. Love does not deny. And your dog really, really loves you. And it's not about the body. And it really wants you to get that. Love is not about the body, although we can express that, in that limited fashion that our five physical senses allow. But wow, your dog is such a beautiful soul. And the love you two share is infinitely more real than matter. Isn't it always? Isn't love more real than matter? It's an amazing thing. Anyway, thank you so much for that experience. I've never had a dog being so articulate that way before. Um, um, thank you, Alice. I'm glad to hear that. Someone's asking me questions. What is my favorite crypto? Well, I'm not going to go into that, but I will say this. That we are going to a digital world right now. We are spiritual beings living through a physical medium of expression, and the more we awaken to what we are, the more things are speeding up. The more things actually speed up, and the digital world is much faster than the analog world. So hold on your hats, folks. Do explore the cryptocurrency world if you can. If you got some time, look into it. It took me to a couple of years ago to begin looking at it, so don't be afraid to look into it. That we are going digital, and most humans don't understand what that is or means. A question from Edgar, and just no masks, no vax is just my favorite cryptocurrency. I will keep as my own personal business. But yes, I do have a favorite. Benjamin, thank you for that donation. Really appreciate it. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, it's we somebody I see Tanya's comment about the dog, and so on is important. There's a distinction between matter and spirit. We as soul are spirit functioning and articulating through matter. Yes, I will. They're just telling me to say this, so I'm going to say this. That if you fall into the trap of believing that your body is the sole locus or point in time and space for your identity, in other words, that your body or the body of another is who they are, you have removed such a vast awareness of what you are and what they are. And anybody who meditates deliberately and consciously will understand the vastness of who they truly are in this place of the enlightened, which you are all enlightened. In that place of the enlightened, you get to see that which is great and that which is small, that neither of those exist, that they are simply illusions juxtaposed against each other, but that you are this limitless, wondrous being. And those that you seek to know and interact with on this dimension are this also, but they are not limited to this. You are not limited to that form in which you find yourself right now. Do not limit yourself or others to exclusively being that form. Wow, thank you so much, Carissa. Wow, I've really enjoyed this Q&A today. Question from Khan, what brings you joy, William? Here and now, right now. This is my joy, to allow what comes through me from spirit to go to you. This is my joy. It is my passion. It is my soul to allow that which I am to come through to you, so that you remember the vastness and the limitlessness of what you are, because you are so exquisite. You are just marvelously exquisite. So my joy is simply reminding you of what I am learning myself, which is we are limitless creative spirit interacting with limitless creative spirit. And the joy in knowing that I am never alone. That's another thing to me. I am never alone. Although I can feel myself, I'm never alone. And it's kind of ironic, because when I before I came on today, I felt like the beings that normally communicate with me were like way far away. I couldn't hear or feel them around. And then I heard somebody say, this is a Q&A for my channel subscribers, or anybody who comes to listen. This is a Q&A for you today. And it's funny, because to have all of the beings that work with you guys coming through freely like this, the souls of your dogs and the divine beings that work with you is a joy. I love being a medium. I guess that's my greatest joy, is being a medium. And every one of us is. We are a medium. Every one of us. Every soul on this planet is a medium of some form. Thank you for that question, Con. I really appreciate it. Question from Kelly. Can someone explain angel incarnates and how that person has their own soul as well? I can't wrap my head around it. You feel so angelic to me. Oh, that's very kind of you, Kelly. We are all angelic in our essence. We come into this world and we get differentiated into these bodies by the environment and physical sensation. We get differentiated as these limitless connected beings, connected to all that is. And we come into these bodies and we get differentiated in them. And in that process of differentiation, we lose awareness of our true nature, which is love. Love is our true nature. It's what we are. And now, the courses and classes that we've been teaching and bringing through for people for the last couple of years now, I've learned to understand that we are in this process. This whole ascension process is literally breaking ourselves out of the prison of a localized finite identity of matter, so that we can liberate a higher expression of ourselves through matter, right? And we're seeing that happening. I mean, you have evolution in the digital world, the evolution in transportation. We are literally transcending the physical world as we evolve our consciousness and become more aware of what we are. So that's very exciting for me too, is that realization that we're in that place. Yes, I understand that. So you are an angel. Every one of us is an angel, a divine being. And there are different degrees and elements of evolution as we evolve our consciousness. I mean, I cannot claim to be an ascended master, and there are ascended beings that are light years beyond me, and I've had many of them come through me. So there is a process of deliberate unfoldment that you can either participate in or not. And we get localized in this body as a separate identity that we now get to liberate ourselves from. We get to break ourselves out of this chrysalis, so that your angelic nature begins to awaken to the realization that you are not your thoughts, you are not that body, you are not those emotions, you are a sentient, conscious, angelic being of light that can organize time, space, and matter intentionally and deliberately. You can organize time, space, and matter intentionally and deliberately through the medium of energy, which is also called emotion. Emotion is the medium of energy that you, as an angelic form, use to organize matter, time, and space into different manifestations of energy. Wow. Glad you asked that question. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, so as you continue to evolve yourself, Kelly, as you continue to evolve yourself outside of the framework of your finite identity, the name Kelly or the name William or the name Con or the name Catherine, these are just labels given to the container that you've been compartmentalized into, and now we're learning this in this ascension process. We're breaking our attachment to the compartment, and now we're beginning to run the container. We can modify how it functions. The whole science of epigenetics is evolving and teaching people that you can upregulate, downregulate genes. You can change the genetic conditions of your body, even if they're inherited. It's a very fascinating time we live in as souls waking up through the experience of matter, time, and space. Very exciting. I love it. Yes, guardian angel, by the way, Kelly. That was your guardian angel communicating that to you. We're not alone. There's as many angels that as there are humans, physical bodies, there are as many angels and more. And there are many different beings from other dimensions. There are Lemurians and Pleiadians and the Lyrans. There's so many different beings on so many different levels. And we, in our separateness in these bodies, think that this is it. And it's not. You're going to be in for a surprise. Just watch when the doors open and you start to see, when these beings from these other dimensions start to reveal themselves to all of humanity. And it's happening. And there are beings that know about these things. And Laura Eisenhower is a really great example of someone who really is connected and knows this. And there are others. I mean, we are too, right? But so are you. Everyone is connected. You just got to break out of the containment system of your personality. The name that you've been taught to think you're supposed to be is not who you are. You need to break out of that so you can start to become liberated from the chains and the prison of a personality that was constructed by the world and which you had very little part and parcel in creating. But you get to uncreate it and liberate yourself from it. Please do. Please liberate yourself from your mind and your body. You want to keep the body as a vehicle for expressing yourself through, but you want to liberate your body as the sole source of your identity and perception. Thank you for that super chat, Annual. I really appreciate it. Somebody's asking, isn't euthanasia? This is something, euthanasia. Every soul, this body is my body. As a soul, I'm inhabiting this body. I inhabit this body. It was a gift to me. It's my gift. I received it. I live in it. I move and breathe in it. And it is mine to take care of or to not take care of. There are consequences to what I do to this body. If I don't feed it properly, if I don't exercise it properly, if I don't ground it properly, if I don't hydrate it properly, there are consequences to every action I take upon this body. Most people aren't even aware of that. They're aware of their aches and pains, but they find ways to mute their aches and pains so they can ignore their ignorance. But the process of euthanasia or any process has an effect to it. And if that effect is coming from a place of seeking to deny responsibility for your life, then the process of euthanasia might be very detrimental to your subsequent lifetime. But a process of euthanasia where the body is clearly suffering unnecessarily and there's nothing that you can do about it. Like I've known people that have made themselves so sick by eating bad food and not exercising that they've gotten diseased. And the body's in such horrible pain. And the monumental effort that it can sometimes take for somebody to make that transition is more than that soul can bear in that form. And so they might want to, as my biological father did, euthanize themselves, right? In that process of wanting to end their suffering because they don't have the knowledge, the skill, or the fortitude. So there are certainly conditions that he'll have an effect to that he has to deal with. Sorry. He's just laughing at me right now. Every time he keeps doing that, every time my dad comes around me, I get this urge for a beer. I'm not a drinker, but every time. But he's saying it's not as bad as I thought it would be. But I'm glad that's over. I don't have to do that again. Yes, I understand. So there's that side where you have an effect for every cause you initiate as a soul. If your ultimate goal is to eliminate suffering, to eliminate needless suffering, there's a value in that process called euthanasia. And every soul has a right to decide over their own body. Every soul. God gave you that body you're in. He gave it to you. He didn't give it to your neighbor. He gave it to you. And he gave you full charge of it to use, abuse, misuse, or enliven, enlighten, and uplift. You get to use it any way you want. Use the gift. There's just going to be consequences to the way in which you use it. And it's okay. In the great scheme of things, it's all good. Question from Vertical Connection. Oh, no, that's not. Right, thank you so much. Rainbow of boxes, I like that. I didn't know that rainbows needed boxes. Question, can you please explain how we search for love and this search is for spirit, yet we seek it from many struggling with this, not realizing God is the love we seek? Well, I want to go a little step further than that. That which you seek is that which you are. But in order to know that, you must align yourself to what your understanding of love is, not the world's definition that it has given you. The world has given you a definition of love. The world has given you a definition of love that does not represent what you are. A definition of love is something that you can feel and you can know. You can feel and you can know it. For love does not harbor fear. Love does not harbor doubt. Love does not harbor sadness or pain. It transcends them. And so when you find yourself suffering, no, you are not aligned to love. And you can simply release your attachment, your attention to your suffering. And by that very act of saying, I'm aware that I have all this emotional anger and fear and guilt and shame in me, I'm going to take my attention off it. And I'm going to be in my being of being aware, but not attached to those. Something new will come to your awareness. You will become aware of something other than your suffering the minute you turn your attention away from it. Master Jesus always tells me, people misunderstood what he meant by turning the other cheek. When he says turn the other cheek, he says, people don't understand what I mean by that, is to turn, literally turn your attention away from suffering, your internal sadness, your internal guilt. Stop focusing on it. Turn away from it. Turn to the path of righteousness, which is away from suffering, fear, guilt, shame. Move out of that. And once you move away from that, you start to align to a vibration called love, which is your true nature. The world has conditioned you to think that things are painful or bad or sad. I mean, they got video games that kids will play for hours, killing people in these games, right? That's not going to be conducive to a vibration of love, right? But that's your true nature. Love is your true nature. It really is. Oh, thank you for that super chat, Patricia. Wow. Hi, Patricia. I'm glad you made it here. Peace and blessings to you too, and thank you for that. Please do that. Rainbow of boxes. Do this. Like really, sit down. Take all your attention away from the world's suffering and focus on just being aware of what you are. Not what you've been taught to think you are, not what you remember you are, not what you think you might be tomorrow, but what are you right here, right now? What are you? Not that body, as awareness. What are you? If you can give yourself the opportunity to feel the awareness that you are right now, to feel it, you'll begin your journey to deliberately being free. It is not something you have to seek or to wait for. Simply turn your attention away from all suffering of this world, of your memory, of your mind, and be in this moment. And when you are as complete as you can be in this moment, you will feel freedom. As you are feeling that sensation hearing the vibration that we share. For we are all commonly connected in this vibration of love. And if you allow yourself to feel it and give your attention to that, turn your attention to that, you will find great things happen for you. Wow. Question from Kyle was wondering if there were anything someone wanted to share with me. Something about the left. I don't know why, but they're saying something about the left side of your body, the left side, to open this up, to open this up, to open this up, your heart, to open this up more. To those that would honor you, open your heart. Yes. There's so hang on. They're saying like there's so much that has happened in your past that's caused you to be guarded, but it is time to like be mindful of how you open your heart and with whom. But who are you? It doesn't matter. Just tell him to open your heart. And very specific about, I don't know why the lung, but they're emphasizing the lung and the heart to open it up. To open it up. Wow. Thank you for that. Yes, thank you so much. Well, guys, this has been a real honor and a privilege. This is the first time I've been just doing a Q&A for you guys, so I'm really honored and privileged that I got to experience with you guys today, because there's no greater joy than being and doing what you are consciously and deliberately, to know that you are a conduit. We all are, every one of us are mediums for whatever we choose to allow. We can be a medium for joy, we can be a medium for love, we can be a medium for fear, we can be a medium for control and power, we can be a medium for divine beings, we can be a medium for anything. That's what we all are able to align, because we're all connected, right? You know, every cell in your body is connected to your awareness. Every part of your awareness is connected to everything else. Every human body is another extension, another cell of the human body. Very fascinating. Anyway, it's been an honor and a privilege today, guys. Thank you so much for your support, your super chats, your questions. I love this. I hope they have us do some more of this in the future. I also wanted to say that I really, really appreciate you guys for showing up day after day and on the shortcuts and Supernatural Saturday. I really appreciate your support. It means a lot. It's like unless the door is open, you can't walk through it, right? And you guys have been amazing, really, really are. I'm so grateful for my Patreon supporters. I'm so grateful for my YouTube subscribers. You know, if you know anybody who will benefit or learn from these messages, please have them come and watch these videos. Remember to like any of my videos that you watch, please. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and click the notification bell so you'll get notifications when we come live. And I never know what's going to happen on any given day. It just is a very organic process. When you're working with multidimensional beings and ascended masters, and you're connecting to them, and fairies and gnomes and all kinds of other wondrous things, you never know until you're there in the moment. And because that's where they function from. Angels, guides, divine beings, they don't function from what am I going to do tomorrow, or I remember what happened yet. No, they function here and now. They don't function anywhere else. That's the only place you can actually live, by the way. So live now, right now. And thank you all so much for being here and now with me during this time. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And for some of you, I will see you on Supernatural Saturday for the meditation this week. And again, much love to all of you. Bye for now.